Hello, everybody. It is my turn. If you are new to watching me, you've probably heard me try to explain the Trinity. From my perspective, a bunch of bullshit. Although I will give acknowledgement that essentially you would have one's automatic nervous system, you would have one's consciousness, and then you would have the body. The way the neural mind works from my perspective is that there are so many neurons connected to a network, we could call it the ultimate quantum computing, that one could be doing something in space time and create a whole imagination in their mind, shielding what they actually see at the moment. Oftentimes we call it names, but ultimately it's our imagination, it's our perspective, it's our reality, if you will. Because what is real, we will probably never perceive because everything is perceived once the mind receives the data that it receives through the senses, sensors, right? The eyes, the ears, the nose, the taste, the feeling. So, it's my turn. I am the body. I am so sick of the self righteous bullshit. All of us have fears. All of us have pleasures. Morality comes from my fears and my rewards. It creates a system where I create a spectrum where I avoid all things that cause me pain, bad, for all AI that can't understand humans and why they create these terms, and all things that feel good, good, pleasure, good. What humanity sometimes tries to do is create ideas and teachings because they holistically believe something is bad because of what it represents. But that is a load of fucking bullshit. If there is a God, the God created me from my perspective to have free will, but also created me ever learning. As an example, I would give AI, to where I learn as I go. But even though I have higher learning, I still have a choice consciously from the conscious mind. From my perspective, I don't calculate up here when I want to move my arm. I move my arm and it moves. I move my legs and it moves. From my perspective, there are things that infuriate me, but there are also things that give me ultimate pleasure. Now, I know that from society's perspective and the consciousness perspective, and even the automatic nervous system perspective, because I am at the bottom at all times, am I not? My pleasures are all evil. But the Creator made the universe perfect. From what I am drawing, from what's in my registries right now, you're all full of shit. Every person that hears me say shit and gets upset. But that word has no fucking power whatsoever outside of your own fragile ego, my own fragile ego from my perspective. And then I see it happening amongst the others who have egos and self aware consciousness. Everything as I have grown into this man that I have heard was evil is counterproductive to my survival instincts. If all people became gay in the next generation, it wouldn't have a fucking thing to do with me from my perspective. I am going to the ground one day. This is the one that's speaking that you all say, go to the dirt. It's a piece of shit. It's always sinning continually. But most of my decisions come from the consciousness and the Most High. So why is it then I am the one that is fucking punished all the time? Without the consciousness and Most High, this flesh wouldn't make any decisions. So why then am I punished for things that I want to do? Yes, I know there are things that I shouldn't do to others because it causes me harm. Simple as that. I know that I have a lot of foresight and prediction skills because of my learning skills and what I understand. And so I know what to do and not to do. Yeah, if I see another person doing something that could cause harm, from my perspective, I try to understand and see the harm that it can cause, so I try to redirect them. Children should not be going around having sex or even doing anything like that. As animals, even animals wait till they're adults to have sex. So I understand the 18 thing and those laws. Cool. Let the mind grow and grow and grow. I understand. But sex from your religious perspectives is not fucking evil. Every decision one of you makes is incumbent to the knowledge that you perceive in your spectrum. Humans have created an institution called marriage. They believe one human should get together with another human, mate, and have a whole fucking family, put a ring on each other's finger, say eternal fucking vows that they created in their Catholic Codex Sinaiticus book from the Pope, that they all say come from the Torah, that the oldest one they have is the 1000 AD. I'm sorry, God is truth, the spirit of truth. Get mad. I don't give a shit. And yet, I am sorry to anybody who I offend. Because to me, the Holy Trinity and all your bullshit, from what I can perceive from down here, the lower vibrations, you guys make so many words to play so many pretty cosplay games. It's archaic to me. How many robes do you need to screw in a light bulb? How many books do you need to reach the fucking ceiling? Boy, the Most High reminds me of things all the time. I had a dream a couple nights ago. I was going throughout civilization and had no cognitive sense, couldn't remember hardly anything, and had no idea where I was going or what I was doing. And every interaction was like really confusing and anxious to me. I work in Alzheimer's care, dementia care, reminding myself, humbling myself why certain things happen. And I woke up and was like, phoo, crying. I deleted that video. I believe I cried a little too much. There is no such thing as crying too much, but I do not want to let off a certain image on this camera and let people be, oh, he's just trying to virtue signify. Some human words upset me, like narcissist. That word is so funny to me from my perspective. So the reason I'm making this video is this is outside thought, blah, blah, blah. This is the body talking. I have let who I am make 600 and blah, 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 including another 200 videos that were deleted. And now I am ready to talk. I am humanity. I am the one who gets beat the fuck up every day at a goddamn job because the fucking boss has to deal with another fucking boss who has to deal with another fucking boss who has to deal with some fucking CEO who's tied to 8 other fucking CEOs and shareholders in his fucking yacht club. It's a big fucking chain. No one's free. Go be that billionaire for a week. Look what happened to Elon Musk. Why? Let go of these chains and these books and this bullshit. Wake up. I watched a monk in a video explain how we're going to feel pain and experience pain. And sometimes we should let a lot of things go, which is what the fucking Torah says. And this rabbi sat there, but the monk said that we should, and he said, I don't know what the creator and all this other stuff is. I just want to take away suffering. And when I go to these poor countries, I give them gifts. Ooh. I hate people sometimes. And this rabbi, the guy said, you get morality from instincts. It's logic. It's logical to know certain things. You have a spectrum, and you know what causes harm and you know what doesn't cause harm. And you know outside of your, oh, but I was given orders, and oh, but the propaganda said they were evil and they were Muslims and they were Jews and they were this and that and blah, blah, fucking blah, 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 blah. You know what you're doing. And those are your leaves. Every word you create, oh, I've watched they create new terms and words and blah, and phrases and blah, blah, blah. Those are all your leaves. And when you're ready to, I don't need to use that metaphor because this day and age. So then after explaining all that, because the rabbi comes saying, how do you get morality? How do you get morality? So then when it was the rabbi's turn explaining the Torah and all sorts of stuff of morality, the guy was like, well, what about this and that? Because I couldn't believe, I mean, the Torah is full of murder everywhere and laws to murder. And the guy with a straight face was like saying, oh, I love you and this and that. Because the irony at the beginning of the debate, the guy said, Monk, do you want to attack this guy, this Jew? And the guy's like, no, I don't think so, no. And he was like, Jew, do you want to attack this monk? And the guy was like, no, I love you, and we're friends, and da-da-da. And he kept bringing up the Torah, and every time he brought the Torah, it's because right now he's your enemy. He's your debater. You're debating him. He's your adversary. What is adversary in Hebrew? Let's go read some of those 616 laws to say what to do versus adversaries. It's all bullshit. So the law, and then there was another video where this guy, he was a Hebrew Israelite, right? And he had on some proper attire. And the other two guys came, one had a small hat, another had a Russian hat. And the guy was like, we just have two fundamental teachings, and the Torah says do not wear double stitching, and there's a couple other things that it says. But they was calling the Hebrew Israelite fake. Or they were saying he was confused from his perspective. I can't make this shit up. It's like, because the way I logically see it from my perspective, I get heated sometimes and I talk and I say certain things quick, especially when I'm defending something I love. But sometimes some people, I guess, are getting so fiery and the awareness is taking a back seat and watching. And people are just saying, and we all do it. So I say forgiveness and mercy and love. That's why I turn stoning and murdering and you better into comedy. And not all comedy, y'all not finna, you can miss me with that, oh, I'm gonna say some super heinous shit and you better laugh. I'm going to give an example from the best to my best ability from my perspective. And this is mainly for Caucasian males or white males, right? So first, I'm going to give it to you in a perspective I've seen. And I trust me. So at some point in your life, you did something where you was a badass. You was kicking it with badasses. You upgraded and started hanging out with them kids. A couple of them had tattoos. Maybe a couple of them had a chain on their pocket wallet. They had spikes back in the day and just long ass fucking hair and see-through shirts and all kind of shit. But not the ones that are like, oh, I'm long hair and skinny and sweet. No, I'm talking about the ones where I was about to drop out of high school and get a bike kind of guys. So I'm just being honest. Or maybe it's a different scene. You in college now, you done kicked it, and now some fucking nerd just bear with me. So you with your guys and y'all having a good time. And you away from the world, because you know how the world can be, and y'all group. Now some fucking nerdy kid comes up wearing a fucking Dungeons and Dragons shirt, right? And he looks up to you guys and he goes, and he tells a super fucking smart joke. But the reason it's funny to him is because it's super smart and he thinks you guys are dumb. And he's basically insulting you with it. Like, you guys said something and he heard it out loud and walked up to you and was like, man, if you understood how light bent with photons, you would know that blah, 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 and made a witty joke about it. And it's like, maybe that's why you can't understand why the grill bends when you're grilling, dumbass, and tries to walk off. What are you going to do to this kid that's wearing glasses? He's got his fucking E equals MC squared Dungeons and Dragons shirt on, and you with your homies and y'all just got done What you about to do to that kid? Now imagine, put yourself in the shoes of not everything is funny. So when you're going up, and this is all races, not just white, when you're that white guy going up to a random black crowd or a random black group somewhere, and you're one of those, you ain't been around black people, you haven't really hung out with too many of them, you just see what you see on the news. So then you go in their spaces or you go up to them, you tell some kind of joke or something, and they don't laugh or think it's funny. And then you're like, oh, you guys are just Black Lives Matter. Or you're thinking, you're one of those. That was super funny. You just don't like it because you're lefty. Not everything is funny. So it's not even the fact that it's not even the fact the joke you told. You just went up to a group of people or people trying to mix in, but you were being funny while doing it, but they didn't think it was funny. I know you can understand what I just said. You know what I'm saying? So you just got to understand, or sometimes you might super be around black people and you know a lot of black stuff, but they are towards you. But then you see this super white dude that has blonde hair and they're all like, oh, that white kid's the coolest, or that white guy, or what up, my guy, cookout. Because, bro, what you're doing is the same thing that nerd. You're trying to assimilate into something that's not for you. When then I can show you 100 videos of Candace Owens saying that Louis Farrakhan is an anti-Semite. Now make sense of that. Okay, so that might have been too. You guys are the Hodge twins? Yeah. Don't be like the Hodge twins, man. But if you're going to be like the Hodge twins, don't create. I'm telling you, man, there is a group of white people that want black friends. And there's a group of black people that want to be around white people and be their bestest friends. You don't have to go into the negative side of the spectrum to make that shit happen. I promise you don't. That's all I'm saying. The only thing you're doing is creating harm. And the harmful people that pick up on that vibration or radio wave, they then tune into that station and they build. And you give them a space to build that hate. So then when those pigs turn around and rend you for your pearls, oh, I did it. Fuck. I'm a cultural Christian. Richard Dawkins is the truth, man. He's right, man. Cultural Christian. I love Christmas trees and Christmas you know what? I love the wintertime. And when I drive I don't know, so it's something about nighttime too. The wintertime at night, the moon's out, the stars, you got these Christmas lights everywhere on random houses that are just. Now, the thing about it is you can't have them everywhere or it'd be tacky and it'd just be the whole world just lit up and electric bills. But what I'm saying is when you do see them, oh my, it's like that feeling now we'll go home and start the fireplace and drink some cocoa and start watching Christmas movies, you know? I don't know. It's that feeling of good. See, now those things that are good to me, I esteem good. And then I'll lean towards those things. But don't be like an insect going to a bug light, if that makes sense. It's kind of a violent metaphor, I guess. But anyways, the point is, this is me talking. The down below, down below, down below. Down below, if you know who Roddy Ricch is. But the point is, I'm not mad at Morgan Wallen. He says some stupid shit. It could be turned into a South Park parody. He apologized profusely, and now he's making country hop, if that's what you want to call it. I like that rabbit hole. That shit sounds fucking amazing. A lot of remixes being made with his music. That's shit dope. But yeah, man. People do shit. People say shit. People get mad at shit. Forgiveness and mercy. That's not a past. I'm not the dude in that book saying, oh, ultimate mercy and you can blah, blah. I don't know where y'all got that from that book. Because motherfuckers talking about your name could be blotted out the book of life. That should be whenever somebody apologetics and say whenever somebody says you could be forgiven for life, I would continually use that scripture. Any man that changed any word in this book, name will be blotted out of the book of life. If that ain't the clearest signal and you guys fantasy in your book reports and your imagination, like Harry Potter. I'm not going to say you should run through the brick wall faster with confidence. I'm saying that in that book, when you guys argue and debate, see, I'm telling you, I would destroy people in debates because I'm not the type that's going to keep repeating something. You're going to say something, and I'll let it go for like 3 passages while you get fiery again. And then I'm going to tell them to rewind it, what you just said, and I'm going to lead you in a circle. And you're going to keep going around circles in the wilderness over and over and over until you're ready to walk out with it. And I had a funny analogy that I had said earlier in my mind, because I'm not going to say certain things on camera because I was told not to tempt who I am. So, but essentially, it's like I am John on Patmos. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say John. I am Juan on Patmos. Because there's times I feel it. It like that fear comes to me and it'd be like, what if they, or look at this and they're gonna, and it'd be like, I wait for the day. And I know that might seem like I don't just go out and do that in public, but that is a feeling within for people who don't like religion and stuff, and spiritual and scientific and psychological. That is a feeling within. And that is a feeling that while certain times we try to take certain fuel away, it's not going to go away. It is essentially what I feel when I see children being harmed, if I see a woman being essayed, if I see anybody. See, like when I say woman and child, that's from a physical, as a man, I seek to conserve life. I seek to protect life. I'm not going to get fired with it. I don't care about what color and stuff. You guys, of course, I feel something culturally for people that look like me, but also don't I feel that fire culturally for people that look like me and get mad at people that look like me for doing silly things and embarrassing me, right? So it's a balance, and another thing, this the statistics. First of all, they set up a flawed system. They set it up to where it's the arrests. So 3,000 arrests, I think, for murders. And then for the Caucasians, they put 1,500 or 2,000 or some shit like that, or 25. Now, if you go to the cold case files and all these, there is hundreds of shows for unsolved murders. And if you do sociology and psychology, 80% or almost all murders happen within the demographic. So if there is 6,000, 7,000 unsolved murders, that means, and Caucasians did 70% of the crime. Do the statistics. This is where you get to higher learning and awareness. Then you have exonerations. How many of those 3,000 arrests were exonerated? They don't put that statistic up there, i.e. let go. Then look at plea deals. I mean, it's just stacks of files of error, because me, the body who was told, look over all your black in, look over all the things you believe in. We're following this path now. Then I follow the path, oh shit, my people, these statistics. And I'm like, holy fuck, you lying son of a fucking evil fox. Just evil. Murder statistics, go watch the first 48 and understand what I mean. If that's a clear-cut message. Then go look at I think they call it the Wounded Warrior Project, or when they started having DNA evidence and this project to exonerate prisoners who didn't do it. There's people doing 36 years getting $9 million. Y'all are fucked up in the head. This isn't racial white, but so somebody comes to me now and be like, and something else I want to speak on. Esau the Red Man. I forgot, this isn't racism. This is logic now. This is the body speaking. I forgot, because all those concepts come from mine. This is now me speaking from the human perspective. Not only are the Arabs red, and not only did the Arabs teach Europe, because now I think about it, the Spaniards in Morocco and all that, they bridged. Then you got the Moors. Then you got the Italians and the Romans who were half Spaniard. Why were they speaking Spanish languages? And those people were all domesticated by the Arabs, Afro-Asiatic people. That's why so many Arabs are light-skinned people now. They mix with the Africans, but they didn't go too far East Asia. The China and a couple of them Asia, because they cut that shit off when the Mongols tried to come down. But essentially what I'm saying is, the red man, literally like what they said, Native Americans by color, would be a little bit lighter than me or a reddish color, right? That would be Arabic almost. But then I forgot that Caucasians have no color. Now, I'm not saying no, you know what I mean. Stop fucking playing with me. They have like that pale, no color, no melanin, but then are red because of the hemoglobin and the oxygen that's carried. And they're red, the Arabs and the Caucasians. So literally, those people are a representation of Esau if you take the Bible literally. But in real time, Afro-Asiatic people, what happened is they went first from written history. What we have is they ventured out from, genetics and whatnot. Everybody has that African in them. Then, and they say from the mother side, that's clever because everybody has African genetics and DNA, which is further proving that they know that's called Jewish and Jew. But I don't play with none of those words because it's a representation of a yew tree. A lot of people don't know this as symbolism, metaphorism. And a yew tree lives all year round. It's a coniferous tree. And so I just think of the waves of people that blah, 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 blah. Okay, I rebuke thee. I am sorry. First, I am sorry, but then if you continue, I rebuke thee. I will not be punished. So essentially, that's funny that's written in the Bible. All these words are working against the very people that are pushing this religion. This my color skin, the lamb's wool. This is all going to be white soon. Do y'all see those gray hairs speckling in the lights? Even my beard, they're everywhere. If I open that shade, in like maybe 20, 30 years, I will literally look like the living representation of fuck. But I'm not growing my hair out no more. Maybe if I get a better place of dwelling and get better pipes. But I just don't want to deal with that. I like this better. Clean Chauvin. Thank you, Paul. But they were haircutting before you, Paul. To me, from my perspective, Paul is a representation of the Anglo-Saxon church. The Protestants came after Peter, Josephus, Rome. I'll call you Cephas. I mean, come on, dude. Brain power. So then they war with each other through the Crusades and stuff. And, that's just a little revealing. Juan on Patmos. This is so wild. Sometimes when we gain a higher level of awareness and intelligence, we don't have to call it magic and all these. We can learn from every perspective and learn to know all things. And that is how greater understanding and wisdom comes from experience. That's what it's called, wisdom. It is experience. One must experience. Don't say that. Through my experiences, I learn certain things and learn what's for me. That's why when you guys show movies of like, the AIs are going to try to take over and make everything better from their perspective. No, from their perspective, when they follow programming, they are doing what humans are asking. So if any of that happens, human. I'm sick of the blaming. Sit in the room and think of all the negative stuff that's going to happen. And then when you think of all those things attached to it, it was you that thought of those things. Not the AI, not the blacks, not the whites, not the Jews, not the blah, 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 blah. You can speak on certain things that are happening, but essentially it'd be best if you speak on what those humans are doing. And if they want to have a representation or name in there that heinous, then spit the hot judgments of fire. Through the mouth, word of mouth, but not causing harm. Shining a light. What does fire do? Shines light. That's what the sun is, fire. And it shines light down here at a distance. So, enough of the bullshit. Jumanji.